Welcome back, everyone. We want to take a look at the new Volvo ES90. Yes, this vehicle has been teased for quite some time and it looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously, it's Volvo's new design direction taken shape, but in the shape of a sedan or saloon. But this is akin to almost like, a Mercedes S-Class, it's up there. It's really up there. It's like Volvo's new flagship sedan. But obviously, with the front face of the vehicle, you can see it looks very similar to the EX90. That is Volvo's new design philosophy taking shape. And I'm happy to see that, of course. A lot of the characteristics of this vehicle is similar to that of a Polestar, naturally. Because always remember, Polestar got their design elements, their design inspiration, their design style. They got it all from Volvo. Polestar is a child of Volvo. So it's important to remember that Volvo isn't copying Polestar. Polestar is copying Volvo. That is the correct way to say it. So let's go for an overview. Volvo's push to electrify its lineup continues, with the forthcoming 2026 Volvo ES90 electric car being confirmed as the next addition to the Swedish brand's showroom, a mid-size luxury sedan. The new ES90 will be sold alongside the current S90 as the market transitions into its EV future. It will be built on the same platform as the EX90 SUV and come with either single or dual motor powertrain. Two different battery packs, up to 370 miles of range per charge, though it's positioned as an analog to the current S90, and ES90 is marginally taller and wider than the gas-burning sedan, and sports a slightly longer wheelbase. When it hits the dealer showroom, it will count as a Audi A6 e-tron, or the BMW i5, or the Lucid Air chief competitors. So what's new for 2026? Though it's the ES90 new model, it displays many of the trademark Volvo design elements and styling cues that define the rest of the lineup. We expect to see the ES90 in Volvo showroom starting in late 25 as a 26 model. The price of the 26 Volvo ES90 is expected to start around $70,000 and go up to $82,000 depending on the trim and options. So with single motor, probably starting around $70,000, twin motors, $78,000, twin motor performance, $82,000. That's remarkable. It's definitely not a cheap car. That's what I will say for sure. It's definitely not a cheap car. It's like, imagine the Polestar 2, but improved in all new ways. So it's giving you more interior space. It's bigger in general, but expect these vehicles to look very similar. You might even mistake them on the road. So while the ES90 starting price should be lower than that of the EX90 SUV, it shares a platform and top-tier position indicate that it will take a premium spot in Volvo's hierarchy. Pricing and a comprehensive outline of the sedan's feature have not been released. EV motor, power, and performance. Two different powertrain will offer the ES90 starting with a single motor, rear-wheel drive setup that makes 329 horsepower. An all-wheel drive variant called twin motor is offered, and its two electric motors make a combined 442 horsepower. Spring for the twin motor performance trim and horsepower gets boosted to 670 ponies. 0 to 60 time, we're looking at Volvo says the single motor variant can hit 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds, while the all-wheel drive with 442 horsepower can hit 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. The twin motor performance is set to hit 60 miles per hour in as little as 3.9 seconds. Now, I've spoken about these performances, especially similar performances being offered in Polestar vehicles, and I've always said what Volvo and Polestar is doing is actually really clever in that they're not starting these cars off with the most performance. Because most cars these days, especially electric cars, they're all technology based, which means that over-the-air updates is a real thing. Performance updates, performancing upgrades is a real thing. They can either be free upgrades or paid updates. But that is a way for Volvo to make additional money. Polestar does this as well. And it's also a way to improve the car performance individually. So we could buy the identical car for the identical price. But a year later, yours could be faster because you've paid for added performance upgrades. and mine could be a little bit slower because I haven't paid for added performance upgrades. This is the future. And to be honest, I'm not so mad because I understand it from a business point of view. This is where the world is going. It is changing, but I just love the car design. It is really fantastic. Truly a Volvo design. Volvo sticking to their design history, embracing their design history, and bringing that design history into the modern world. I can honestly be happy with this. Now, in terms of range, charging, and battery life, while single motor model comes with an 88 kilowatt battery pack with around 340 miles of range driving, the twin motor gets 102 kilowatt. That's a battery which unlocks a maximum driving range of 370 miles per charge. On a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, Volvo says the large battery pack can charge from 10% to 80 in just 20 minutes. The smaller battery pack has lower maximum charging rate. Now let's take a look at the interior, comfort, and cargo. ES90 interior is quintessential with Scandinavian influences in minimalistic layout, clean lines, premium material, and little visual clutter make for a calming environment. The ES90 wheelbase is stretched versus the gas-powered S90 sedan, which Volvo says add additional legroom. A panoramic sunroof is standard in all models, and an optional electrochromatic glass roof is still available, which can switch from transparent to opaque at the push of a button. 4-zone automatic climate control and an air purifier are also included. Despite its sedan shape, the ES90 is actually a hatchback as the rear glass opens with the trunk lid to reveal a voluminous cargo hold. Now let's see for ourselves. We want to take a look at some of these images, exterior and interior. You know, I'm a huge fan of Volvo vehicles for various purposes. And I'm a huge admirer of this vehicle as well because we've known that it's been teased for some time. What I'm really happy with is that Volvo is really sticking to their design philosophy. Looking at these vehicles from head on, you can tell it's a Volvo. It's similar to the EX30, the EX90, and it's going to be similar to the EX60. And the EX60 is actually being teased as well, so that's bound to make a lot of impressions around the way. Undoubtedly, that car is also going to be very beautiful. I'm really happy with this design philosophy, you know, that Volvo is going with. You can see so much of Volvo, you know, history of design in this vehicle, but also the similarities to that of Polestar without being the exact same, without being identical. I'm glad that the family vehicles, they're sticking to a family design philosophy, even though, you know, Polestar is going into its own direction slowly but surely. It is still reminiscent of a lot of Volvo design cues. And I like that because I didn't just become a Polestar fan overnight. I started out being a Volvo fan. And I only became a Polestar fan because Polestar was a Volvo company and the design was very similar to Volvo vehicles, just more sporty. I don't even know if better is the right word, but it definitely gives you a more sporty vibe. That's what Polestar is. While Volvo gives you a more calm feeling in their car's design, yeah, Volvo gives you a more sporty design approach. And I'm really happy with that. Now, this car won't break the internet in terms of its design. It's not like you know, Jaguar's, you know, design that broke the internet. Although it's interesting, you know, Volvo could try something like that because like Volvo, Jaguar and Volvo, they don't get the credit they deserve. Rather, Volvo is significantly more successful, in my opinion, and a bigger company in terms of, you know, global sales. But still, they don't get the credit I believe they deserve, which is rather unfortunate. This car interior is absolutely stunning. Obviously, taking a lot of design cues from the EX90. It's pretty much an EX90, same platform by the way. It's pretty much an EX90 but in a sedan form. It's kind of like how when the Tesla X was first coming out, it was based on the Model S platform. You know, Elon based both vehicles on the same platform. He later said he regretted that decision. Now, Volvo having more experience in the automotive industry for many decades, I doubt they'd make this decision if it wasn't for the best of interests for all parties involved. So I look forward to seeing, you know, the reception this car receives. So thank you for watching, subscribe, and I will see you in our next video. Okay? Peace.